Greenbrier and nobody else. This is Neil Schaefer bill. Okay.
The next one is another Neil Schaefer invoice for Delaware Avenue project. As we talked about, that project is now complete. They finished up striping a week or so ago. Striping all looks great. We're ready to close that project out.
Okay. Ready to close that one out. Again, this is clearly just for Neil Schaefer. I'm trying to make sure clearly this is just Neil Schaefer.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
I have one question from Selectman Thompson.
Is this the last bill?
We will have probably one more on Delaware, just for some inspection of it done this month and close out. So you'll have one more.
Okay.
All right, the next one is the Neil Schaefer invoice for Donna Heights for 5340. This is our final invoice on the project. Contractor is through the project. We've got a little additional cleanup work they're going to do, but majority of that project is done. Except on 95% through on that. Pay item work is complete. They're just doing some cleanup work.
Okay, just cleanup work.
Yes, sir. And actually, he should be moving in this week to start on the work. Don't know if he'll finish it this week, but by next week they'll have that project.
That's good. That's good too.
All right. Next one is pay application number 3 for Donna Heights for Greenbrier. Amount of $241,444. And I know that we'll have one or two. We'll have one more progress payment and then a retainage payment on this.
And just for everyone's information, just in case we forgot, the Donna Heights monies came out of the ARPA money. Okay, all those will go on the agenda for payment. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Gary. Next, we have pickup and drop-off location for Greyhound. Selectwoman Isaac.
Yes, it's very important that we have transportation in McComb. We have Amtrak coming to McComb. We have a Greyhound used to come to McComb, but Greyhound say they are willing to come back to McComb. We had a drop-off spot and a pickup spot, and I asked the mayor would he consider finding a location and having us, have Greyhound to come back to service some of our voters.
Okay.
And it's very important, we got the little bus coming around, picking people up, taking them different places, but still we need to have other ways, Amtrak is we need for the Greyhound to come back if they're willing to come back and have a spot, if we can find a location. We had, I had to take someone to Jackson like last month, to catch the Greyhound bus to go somewhere. But still, it's very important. They say they are willing to come back, but we can find a spot.
And we're looking at spots, looking at sites. Hopefully we can, even if it's with a private individual, that we can establish a pickup and drop off spot for Greyhound. For a long time, Greyhound was a staple here in the city of McComb. It left, then it came back. It was here for about 5 to 8 years and it left again. So hopefully we can find a spot that's suitable and will work, because it's important to have other means of transportation here in the city. Yes,
I would like to know if anybody else would like to see Greyhound come back. I would like to see Greyhound come back if we find a spot.
Well, I know I have talked to them before as to why did they leave. They did explain to me why they left. Hopefully we can get them back. No, I'm still looking. If you can think of one. Yeah.
But if they're not gonna be selling chickens and everything is handled by the driver, why not consider stopping at the edge with them all? Uptown, them all. Because they just gonna pick up this. Yeah, I mean, it's.
I mean, that might be a good option there. Like, no harm in asking. But the thing about that would be the scheduling of the buses and when they would arrive, all that. That might be the issue there, but good option to look at. Good option. Okay. Going to item number 5, Selectman Thompson. You got several things there.
Yes, the first thing I want to talk about is the fire hydrants. Just kind of get an update on where we are on the purchase of the fire hydrants and the installation of the fire hydrants.
Okay, so Mr. Spurlock.
On the purchase there, we got the fire hydrant in the battlefield. We have installed one fire hydrant on the sound scene, and we are going to continue to install.
So with I know that if I'm not mistaken, well, I'm not mistaken, but I know we had a fire there in our walkway, and there it is, and a fire hydrant is right there at the corner, and I'm sure it was not working.
Yeah.
So this is very important that we address these issues because of course, again, taxpayers and the ability for the firemen to have complete access to the city as we do. So again, in Arrogance and Barrington, I know we and that's not the only ward that's I'm sure that is down in need. I'm sure it's several throughout the city, but just this Ward 4 at this moment, I can count maybe 6, 7.
Well, the fire hydrant we started with was at the school. At the school.
Okay, so he's working on those. Okay.
So with the fire hydrant being installed, how would that work with the overlayment that's to be done in Ward 4? Will that be a issue?
It shouldn't be an issue because that's why all that hydrant stuff. We might have to go out in the road and dig up. We get on the leg and dig up and kill the water.
Okay. B.
The second is the gas line on Monroe. You know, we had talked about a gas line that was exposed on Monroe, and it's like I know it's at least 3-4 foot deep, and was truly concerned about a kid falling off in there, maybe getting hurt or something, and I'm not sure exactly what the issue is that caused it, but it's a washout that's going underneath the road. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure it's some way that we're going to address that issue to fix it up.
Well, I have to get with the gas people. We don't do gas. I can get those gas people and see what they do.
And so now, like it was on 25th Street, you know, we had a big washout in the road. So is that something that maybe Mr. Garrett or somebody need to look at or address? Which I spoke with Mr. Garrett, with Mr. Kennard.
Yeah, I got an update.
Okay, good. Okay.
Look like you trying to take over.
So we went over there and met with Greenbrier to where that gas line is exposed. And the gas line is just exposed where you got that sink inside the road there. And what we figured out is that that's a break in sewer line. That needs a point repair on it. Basically, you know, me and you looked at it as well. It's actually undermining up underneath the road, and so it's a decent little distance from there to the sewer. So again, we had Greenbrier look at it, and they came up with change order for us in this current overlay project. We actually got a change order for this and your next site.
Okay.
Yeah, you want me to go over this change order?
Please, sir, if you don't mind.
So I'll just talk about both of these. So that's the issue there. The second one is on McComb Street, just on the north side of the Alpha Center there. There's a culvert, 24-inch culvert, that the bottom is completely rusted out of. It's only a matter of time before that collapses, that section starts sinking. It's in bad shape. We had Greenbrier on this current contract to put together a change order for it as well. So the total change order for both of those projects is $30,190. Seems like a higher price, and sure, that sewer point repair, that sewer is pretty deep there. So this is similar to 7th Street that they had to do, which is around the same similar type price. I do think this cost is justified because it is going to be like I said, sewer's pretty deep there. It's good at work they got, especially looking around the gas line.
Do we have a cost per street, or is it just one lump sum?
This is just for one. I can have them break it out into two. He's got it by line items on this type of work, so I'll just go ahead and have him break this out into two separate chambers.
Yes.
So on the culvert, is that something that city can purchase and they install to help with the cost of it?
The city could. I don't think your cost is in that. The material, the cost is in the install. And again, we look at these costs, they're pretty similar to the one we've already done on this project. Again, I understand it's $30,000, but I do think that I don't think this is a high price for this work. I think it is just.
Okay, so are you, Selectman Thompson, going to be asking for that change order to be placed on the agenda?
Absolutely.
Well, we have to talk about that, but
Yes, I would have.
okay. Mr. Gary, make sure we have copies of the change order.
Will do, and I'll have them split up as well.
Okay. Okay, school board appointment, Selectman Cotting. Selectman Cotting is not here. We have two school board appointments, and let me say one is the elected position, since they didn't have anyone to qualify. By state law, we cannot appoint anyone until after that term is over. That person's term does not end until December the 31st, 2025. So we want to encourage those citizens who live in the unincorporated area of the city of McComb, if you're interested in serving on the school board, to submit a letter with your resume, an introductory letter with your resume. Hopefully by the last board meeting in December, we will make that appointment, and that appointment will be effective January 1st. On top of that, we did receive a letter of resignation from Ms. Bessie Merle, effective immediately. So therefore, we need to go ahead and declare that position vacant, advertise for 30 days like we normally do. And those who are interested need to, again, provide us a letter, resume, or complete an application with Ms. Patty here at City Hall. Yes. So we need to put that on the agenda, where we can spread it across our minutes, and 30 days from that day would be the term. Okay. There may be something else that he wanted to talk about, but that's all I know about those positions. Interlocal agreement. I got that with the city attorney. You should have that in your package.
Selectmen, Mayor, as you all know, you asked that I work with the Pike County Board of Supervisors to develop an interlocal agreement. We did get that completed. The Pike County Board of Supervisors approved the interlocal agreement that you have before you. It is being presented to you tonight for your review, so that on next week, hopefully, unless you have questions about it today, of course, which I'm prepared to answer, that it can be signed. It needs to be signed by all of the municipalities, cities, towns in Pike County. You'll see in there that the interlocal agreement includes a cost sharing formula that each municipality will contribute, where before this interlocal agreement, under the current one that is in effect, which you all know will cease to exist on December 31st. It was only between McComb and Pike County. Other municipalities did not contribute anything. Of course, McComb still carries, and Pike County carries, the lion's share of the cost, but at this point, other towns are contributing as well. And we put in a mechanism, a clause where if school districts or other entities make a contribution, that it would lessen the overall cost, and the formula still applies. It'll just be that money comes off the total amount. Then the formula kicks in. As written, this has been approved by the Pike County Board. Yes, sir.
I have a question. On the, out of the 70 positions that are listed on the county appointment as opposed to the municipal appointees, it specifically said in each one certified, a qualified elected, but on the first three it doesn't spell that out. Even though in section 4.2 it speaks to the qualified elected requirement. So
The qualified elected requirement is straight out of statute. Legislation passed in the last legislative session in January that made the qualified elected the requirement. 195301 except the requirement.
I got this. But why listed in 4 and not the other 3?
In position 4,
Out of the 7 positions, in the first 3, it didn't say qualified.
tell me what page you're referring to. Sorry about
17 in the
Okay.
handout.
Okay.
17 in the
So you're saying, say what you're saying again, I'm sorry.
okay, it says that the commission position, county law enforcement representative,
Mm-hmm.
and then the commission position, Pike County Emergency Management representative, and the third one would be the county fire services representative. In those 3 positions, it does not say qualified electors, but in the other 4, it specifically says qualified electors. So why distinguish in these 4 and not the other?
I will say that is an oversight on my part, as I was trying to make sure that the city of McComb was specifically listed, that the chief of police, what had been proposed, Selectmen, was language that would have allowed the Pike County Board of Supervisors to select any law enforcement officer. And so then I argued for the chief of police to be named in there. And it was brought out that there was concerns whether the chief of police actually lived here. And so I then inserted the language that if the chief of police is not a qualified elector, which is the requirement per statute, that the appointee would be the assistant chief of police. So I put that qualified elector language in there because that is the language of the statute. All of the members have to be qualified electors pursuant to Mississippi 195301.
Well, I understand what you're saying,
Yes, sir.
but I'm just saying, why distinguish in the write-up
Because
rather than just put it in all? It was just,
because that was their, actually I didn't put the qualified elector in there, I put the chief of police in there because they were trying to make sure that there was an attempt to make sure that Chief Perry would not be a named member here. Because there was concern expressed to me that he was not living in the city. I don't know that to be a fact or not a fact. I tried to put language in here that protected the chief of police as a member of the commission.
I think all he is saying, let's go back and enter 1, 2, and 3, and let's insert qualified elector for 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. I will take that back to the Pike County Board of Supervisors. As it is, this has been approved. I will tell you by law the sheriff has to be a qualified elector.
But I'm just saying,
I understand. Yes, sir.
to satisfy his concern, all you have to do is for 1, 2, and 3, put qualified elector, even though we know the sheriff has to be qualified. Okay, but just put the language in there. And I think that would satisfy Selectman Mullen. Okay.
No problem. Anything else?
I do have issues, but we would, my issue is still with that technology infrastructure. I think we can talk about flat fees, but I think we need to spell out what those flat fees will be.
There's spelled out.
No, they don't. Unless I missed it.
The flat fees are 5,000. Hold on. Maybe I didn't add the budget in here.
But I just think
There's supposed to be an addendum here. My apologies.
Okay.
The budget is an addendum to this,
okay, well,
and it is spelled out in the budget.
okay, because I don't want someone saying flat fee was 3,000 and then come back and say, oh no, flat fee was 1,000. I want it to be clear in the language what the flat fee will be. So
Ma'am?
if you
I said 9,000.
Correct.
I'm just saying, I want to make sure we spell that flat fee.
Page 26.
And I missed it.
Oh, there it is.
Section 8.
Okay.
So that price right.
Yeah.
$9,000.
This is not correct.
That's not correct.
That's not correct.
Thank you.
I can say that's not correct. That is not correct.
I could have fixed out when I first. Oh,
Okay. So there is an actual addendum to this that is, one has 5,000, one is 3,000, and one is 1,000. That's not correct.
so what's the correct price?
Flat fee was
They say 3,000.
whoever has the larger. I don't want to sit here and say publicly and say wrong. I will send those documents to you. There's a whole addendum that has a budget breakdown.
Just send it to us. With that correction that has to be made, yeah, that has to be this document would have to be corrected before we would vote on it. Would you have it the next?
I think I'm correct.
Okay. And notify the county.
Mhm.
Okay. Put it on the agenda and we have to vote it up and vote it down. Okay.
And attorney trying to see which document.
Okay, the train depot lease, we're gonna skip that one. Now we're down to all my items. Okay. First one is Salvation Army. The Salvation Army is asking that we would be a sponsorship, again, like we've done, not last year, because they didn't have it last year. But as we have done before in the past, and they're asking us to be a sponsor, and you will see that our name goes on the Red Kettle banner. Is it our name or our logo? I think it's our logo that goes on the banner. You can't see it on this. But they have a banner that goes out, and our logo goes on that banner. If you would like to do that, I'm asking that you tell me what amount, because we got bell, bronze, silver, and gold.
What did we do last year?
The year before, I think we did a silver. But I can check and be sure. If not, tell me what y'all want me to do. Put it on the agenda or leave it up. Put it on the agenda where at least the amount that we gave before. Is that okay? Put it on the agenda now. We'll research that. Okay. There's a sponsorship. There's a sponsorship. You got the budget.
Yeah.
A few of my gifts are down.
And mine.
I just said 6 bars. Another second, at least I think 6 bars.
Sponsorship. We got $25,000 sponsorship this year in the budget. Okay. Moving to the next item. The next item is we need to go ahead and ratify the signature of the mayor and the public works director on fiber. This fiber was across Aston, Rawls Drive, and Kendall. And you have all the paperwork there, the drawings, all that's there in your package. So we need to ratify the signature. Yes, sir.
So we haven't had any more incidents with water line interference or breakage or
Mr. Spurlock.
Only incident we have right now is on 11th Street that we found out they have hit the sewer line. And they have been notified. They have repaired one section, now they're looking for another section.
but they are working hand in hand with
Yeah, I work at
making the repair at no cost to the city.
at no cost.
On the agenda. Okay, we have 3 invoices from Horn. You'll notice the invoice. One is for $18,090.52. The second one is for $26,671.80. And the third one, and I'm sure we got to put each one on individually. $25,024.83. Okay. Any questions about them? And you see you can see on their bill what they hourly rate is and how many hours they worked and what they were doing for that amount of money. It's on their bill. Okay. On the agenda. Okay, we had a contract to come in for Smith Sweeping Lawn contract. We passed that contract over to our city attorney to review. Our city attorney reviewed that contract, and she has some concerns about that contract. And we passed all that information to you as it relates to her concerns. She's here. If you have any questions of her about her concerns as it relates to that contract, but apparently that contract has to be amended. What?
They're listed on the document on page 72.
72, 73, and 74 in your docket. And now, package. And she has already provided Miss Patty with a copy of the contract with all the changes. And again, as she talks and says, she represents the city. She looks out for what's best for the city. So these changes are what she thinks is best for the city. Selectman McKenzie.
Liquidated damages on landscape and all? I don't know about that.
Number 15.
Yeah.
That's on page 74.
Who's going to decide that the grass is 2 days late for being cut and we're going to charge them $250 a day? I don't know that. He probably won't sign that.
If you don't know what that section is, just let me know and I'll make the contract to the, what you all want. These are clauses that are recommended.
I like the service frequency. When we put something there, when you're going to do this, weekly or whatever, something to that effect. But liquidated damage on a mowing contract, I think it's a little severe.
Okay. Want to take that out? Let's take that out. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else see? That's the purpose of our work session. Look over things and before it becomes final and make recommendations, read, add. With that change, we'll put it on the agenda, board, hold it up and down.
She,
Go ahead.
but she put it at number 7, breach and default missing.
Number 7.
So I suggested added in his version. So this is a review of the contract that he submitted.
So it's been suggested that we add it.
I'm suggesting that this be added. I then went back and created an amended contract that has all of this in there. All of my suggestions in there. I'm gonna go back now and modify it to take out the liquidation.
Anything else? If not, we make those changes. She would have that contract before us, and we can vote it up or down, and we'll pass it on to the landscapers. They can go over it, and they can either sign it or not. Okay? Next, we have an invoice from our attorney there. Her invoice, you will see, is $1,233.33, and she lists what she did, how long, and at what fee. Any questions about her? None? On the agenda. Next, we go to establishing a temporary executive committee. As I brought to your attention and then brought to your attention by Selectman McKenzie, we do want to make sure we have people who are responsible for handling our election, counting our votes in the upcoming election. So there, we asked the city attorney to go through the process and give us a detailed listing of the steps that we need to take in order to establish a temporary committee. She did that. And at this point, I'm going to yield to her just in case you have some questions.
Questions?
Okay, so next step that we actually need to take is to we've already identified the need. Okay, we don't have one. Neither party. Okay. Step 2, identify candidate qualifying deadline. I think what we've got to do that written confirmation to and from the parties.
Yes, sir.
I think that's what we need, where we need to go next. Okay. Okay. So, city clerk, we need to notify all the Republican, Pike County Republican Executive Committee, Pike County Democrat Executive Committee, and let them know that we do not have a municipal executive committee for either party.
The 2 names that I received from those people. Okay.
Would you help her with preparing the wording for that letter to go to them? And we'll move from there. Okay. How soon can we, city clerk and city attorney, I'm looking at the two of you. how quickly can we get,
I seen her in
she'll send you the language and then you can,
take off.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? That's the next step we need to do is notify the parties.
Once I get the stock back, bring it to the board or give it to you, what should I do?
Tell me.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Once I get a response, do I give it to the board or give it to you?
Give it to the board. Mayor and the board.
Whether it's in a work session or board meeting.
Okay.
It don't make a difference which meeting we're in, as long as you got response from both parties. Right. Okay. 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 You have an invoice in your package from Mr. Steve Cox as it relates to the McComb Depot renovation. That may be a changeover. Yes, proposed change order. You have a proposed change order on page 87 in your package. It's $2,130. Is to put a Foster film cover on 8 of the windows. Selectmen Mo.
I have a question, but it's not pertaining to this. The last CA told this board that a fire suppression system had been added to that bid at $114,000. There is no fire suppression system in that term.
Okay.
And I asked,
I know, I remember you asked.
It specifically said, that it was in it. And I had a question, big and a couple of people there saying that it wasn't in it. I guess that's on me because I didn't pay that close attention to it, but a couple of us do remember him saying.
I remember you asking about it. Yeah. Let me talk to Steve and see what can be done. I can't make any promises. I don't know why it was not included, none of that. I can also reach back out to the former CA and find out what happened. Okay? I think it may be in the contract. It may be a change order or addendum. I'm not sure, but let me talk to Mr. Myers and see what he can share with me as it relates to that. Okay. But at this time, what about the $2,130 film on the window? Okay. Apply false film to 14 individual glass, 8 pieces at the restroom windows, 6 doors. It's all good. Okay, on the agenda,
Who requested that?
I think Steve requested.
It's really
I think Steve was the one who requested.
There was a part of the plan, the original plan to do
No,
that.
ma'am, that's why it's a change order.
So they actually asked us to give them $150 for coffee. Or it should probably be better when they contracted.
These are frost film covers. It says there are 8 doors, half glass, and 4 windows for which a frost film cover is recommended on the inside face of the glass, either for privacy or to hide mechanical components.
But I'm gonna change those requests. It said that we would have $150 for caulking around.
Like we need that water tank. I think that's a different.
Oh, that's for the city paying, right?
Yeah, that's a different measure.
Okay. City pane glass would do the work.
Then our report.
Okay, put it on the agenda. Vote it up, vote it down. Okay, we have the Pine County Chamber of Commerce Annual Legislative Luncheon, which is Thursday, October the 9th, 2025. I do apologize. This slipped through the cracks on me. If you all plan to attend, I need to take the number and someone need to take the check with them when they go. I will not be here. I'll be in Jackson on Thursday, so I won't be going. But if there's anyone who wants to go, we need to know. That way the city clerk can cut a check and we ratify it at the next board meeting for the annual Chamber of Commerce luncheon. And it's from 12 to 1:30 at Southwest Mississippi Regional Workforce Training Center.
I'm supposed to be in Jackson.
Yeah. So if you want to go, we need to know. If not, don't worry about it. You should have three items on your table. Last week, you were shown pictures where the propellers on our pump were being eaten away by grit. You will have one that's 2 quotes to replace, as well as coat those, one from Fluid Process and one from Precision Amateur Services Inc. The lowest quote is from Fluid Process and Pump. I'm going to ask that we would go ahead because the pump is in for repair, and that we go ahead and approve this. As you know, they cannot do anything above 5,000. It has to be approved before they can move on. So I'm going to ask that we put this on the agenda, going to Fluid Process and Pump to replace the propellers, coat the propellers, and all that. We did meet. When I said we, Eric, myself, did meet with Infomar as it relates to this. Second one is Gulf State Engineer Company Inc. The gate there for the aerators is not working. They have to manually open and close that gate. It should be automatic. In order to get it back to working automatically, it's going to cost $18,579. This is all in the process of us trying to get our wastewater facility back up. After 15 years of service, this board is the first board that actually took action to make sure we upgrade and maintain our wastewater facility.
They won't be it on the gate.
I can,
I'm just asking.
I'm just saying, I can. I'm not sure if this is a single source, but I can ask them to get a second quote. If it's a single source, you can't get a second quote. That's right. Single source.
Yeah, I can do the gate.
What?
I can do the gate. My husband taught me how to do electricity.
Look, I wouldn't. There's no guarantee on yours.
All in favor?
Man, I can do the gate.
Nay.
I can call for that.
Okay. So, put it on the agenda. Okay. With that being said, monthly review.
Hey,
Got Selectmen McComb.
going back to this, wasn't there an issue like the, an influx of sand and
Yes, grid.
Did we find out what that was?
We did find out what one of the causes may be, and that was the puncture in our sewer line. And they're fixing that, and hopefully that will solve our problem. If not, we'll have to find out where the grid is coming from.
Okay.
But right now, we're under the assumption that puncture in that sewer line is the reason why that grid came in.
Sewer line where?
On that.
On 11th Street?
Sand is for it.
It might, but let's hope that it's that. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Did that answer you, Selectman McKenzie? Not clear enough.
Nah, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. We have to start somewhere trying
Yeah.
to figure out where the grid is coming from, and that's one possibility. Okay. Monthly business review. Everybody don't jump at the same time.
Public Works. I'm going to give the review for September. We're going out there. Street had 69. The field had 8. Traffic 3. Cemetery report had. Work orders open last month. Street had 131. Utility had 146. Traffic had 15. Cemetery had 3. Work orders closed last month. We had 147. Utility had 63. Traffic had 62. And we had 168. The city 811 locations.
Thank you.
Cemetery in closing.
No,
Okay. Any feel good stories this week?
no. Definitely not.
Okay, next.
Good
Good evening.
For the month of September, we hired 6 people before the start of the hiring freeze, and we terminated 3. We currently, of course, still have a hiring freeze at least until October 15th. We have closed and have received applications for the city administrator position. We are actively working on selecting a panel to conduct those interviews, and hopefully we can have it done by 4 or as the freeze approaches, the closer the freeze approaches. I'll be attending the job fair at South Lake on October 20th. Today I received an invitation from MDES for their job fair on October 16th. And here's the story. I have completed the first phase of the new payroll system, and as of tomorrow I should be finishing the second phase. And barrier was still on our race.
Okay, there's only 2 parts to the payroll?
It's not 4.
4. Okay, so you're
Halfway there.
halfway there. Okay. Next.
We issued a total of 34 permits, 0 stop work orders. We had 50 fire inspections, 72 rental property. Open citation, we had 9, we closed 5 of those. We started September with 103 violations. We closed 9. The permit revenue was $6,629. Year to date, of course, life stays on it's on calendar year, so it's $275,299.
We function on.
Well, see, the permit, we don't start the permits over because they go by year, and we don't start them over to January, so it counts from January to December, year 25. Like this.
Okay. You have a good story?
No, I don't have any.
Barry?
No, I guess I get my barrier right now.
You have this up at the straight time. Let's knock down the business with you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The month of September for the Recreation Department, Ontario Park, 2 contract rentals. MLK had 4 rentals. Alpha had 1. Sports Park, we still have on Saturday mornings our regular football programs. We had 2 soccer tournaments. One week was with Louisiana. The next one was with Invictus. Our ball soccer league ended. Splash Pass closed on the 1st of October. The walking trail grant fell through. We didn't get it for MLK. Our upcoming events, we have open gym next week, fall break, Monday through Thursday, 2 to 4. Christmas parade is October. Registration starts October 20th. The Christmas parade is 6th of December, 10 a.m. The thing, which my programmers came up with, is twice the night before Christmas. Our basketball league registration starts August 6th through ages 6 through 17. It starts on the 20th too. Feel good story. We had a great soccer season. Our football league program is going good. My barrier is all these newspaper articles about the recreation department, me in the recreation department with Edgewood Park saying it's just like I have the say so as to whether the ball field at Edgewood is torn down or not. The board has the final decision, and that is that. You want the final decision?
Do I want it?
Yeah.
The board has got it. It's up to me.
Me too. Anything from board members?
Why did we skip the training though?
Because it has,
They're not, have they reviewed?
they haven't reviewed, there are issues that I need to discuss with
Okay.
the board that need to be discussed inside of the,
Gotcha.
executive session, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
A reminder to you all to repeat to the board meetings, and also you like to donate for the
Your goal is
$30,000. So if you like to donate, please do so. urgently so your name can go on the banner. The deadline for the banner was October the 10th, but I may can squeeze some more names on there, but I would love for you all to at least wear some pink.
I'm directed.
Yeah. I heard it first.
Don't forget, tell them about
Trying.
tell them about when the event is.
The event is October 25th, and I would love to see everyone there. You know, cancer patients, cancer survivors, or you would just like to come out and support because everybody, whether we know it or not, is affected by cancer some way or another. And every dime that's raised that day will go to Southwest Regional Cancer Institute. So my goal is $30,000 this year. We're a little over the halfway mark as of today. So if you all would like to, no amount is too big or too small. The point is given, and let's educate our community. Thank you.
Also, I do want to announce that the McComb Mayor Youth Council will have trunk or treat on October the 30th, which is a Thursday, instead of October 31st. October 31st is the big rivalry game between South Pike and McComb, and we didn't want to bump heads with that big event. So we will have our trunk or treat right here on 3rd Street on the 30th.
Yeah, I have a scary house, a haunted house.
Yes, ma'am, we will.
I would not be. Thank you. Okay.
If nothing else, yes, sir.
Hey, my name is David Lowry. I was wondering if I could speak regarding business, regarding quality flooring. I've been working with Zedric, your zone manager, and he was telling me about your meeting. And so I just wondered if I could come in and have a few minutes of y'all's time. I'm from out of town. I didn't realize that he put on your agenda.
I will, since I'm in control of the meeting, I will allow you to come and speak for a few minutes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, my name is David Lowry. I'm with Quality Flooring here on South Broadway. We just come into town probably since May. This is Miss Gail. She's opened up a restaurant just a corner from me, which is Tater's. Are y'all familiar with that? So we came to McComb in May, and business has been really, really good for us, and so it's increased sales tax for City of McComb. But we have concerns about the property that's adjacent to Quality Flooring and across the street from Tater's. It's an abandoned house. I don't think taxes have been paid on in several years. The address, it's on the corner of 21st Street and South Broadway, 604. And it's been abandoned for many years. And while I came into town a while ago, it appeared like a prostitute was there at the corner. Squatters I know are in that house. And I've tried to research to find out who owns it. It's an investment group. And online it says they live in Magnolia. But I've had zero luck getting hold of these people. And we tried to clean it up. We put up a privacy fence there at Quality Flooring. We're having, I guess, homeless coming in during summer into Quality Flooring, just trying to get out of the heat. So what we had to do, as far as Quality Flooring, we had to put a doorbell for the customers to ring that we would let them in, just because they were just so down the influx of homeless coming in. We found syringes, condom wrappers, drug paraphernalia there at our dumpster. And so we're just asking for help to deter that traffic. I know Miss Gail has had several homeless people standing on her front porch,
Sleeping on my
sleeping on her front porch, and it just it deters customers coming into the stores, especially with a new restaurant being food there. I know they're going to end up going to the dumpster, but I mean, we have customers coming in from Brookhaven, Kentwood, and I just don't want to slow down our business. We're very excited to come to McComb. I'm originally from McComb, graduated from South Pike, and she talked about the game. But anyway, I joined the Army and went off to nursing school. And we got our home stores in Columbia where I live. And anyway, we found this property, this commercial property, and was very excited about coming here. We are, and we want to support y'all in different ways. Just asking for help.
And we will. And Mr. Henry, make sure you get that address and do some, help him and do some research and probably maybe put that house on your list.
Yeah, so nice to meet you. I'm the director of the office of Zedrick, one of the inspectors. Certainly aware of what he's talking about. The house many years ago, I say many, probably, I'm gonna guess it's somewhere around 4. They started working on the house and then they stopped. The house has been abandoned for some time, but they started working and they stopped. We've had them in court probably 3 or 4 times. Zedrick and I just had a discussion that it's probably time to go ahead and try to get them to demo the property. But more than anything, I don't have an answer for homeless. It's going to have to take some action by the board or something is going to have to be done. We get them out, we go down, we call the police, they get them out, they come right back. And it's all over time. So I don't know what the board wants to do, but when we go and get them out, they not being arrested because they're going to be let right back out on misdemeanor. I mean, we don't have an answer. I mean, we get calls about it all the time. It's going to take the board taking some kind of action or like some kind of law where we're going to have to try to get the people out of here. I mean, I'm right down the road from Ms. Gail, right down the road from you. Of course, my business is just a couple over. So I see them on my camera all the time. I mean, it's an ongoing issue. I don't have the answer for it. My department didn't have the answer for it. We respond and get them out all the time. That's, one of the reasons why the inspectors came asking about the open carry, right? Because they're going to houses, we're getting calls and responding. Man, it's 4 or 5 people in the house. I mean, I don't know what to do.
And again, Mr. Henry, I appreciate your comment, but no city has an answer for the homeless population. Everybody's trying different things to deal with the homeless population, but nobody's been able to come up with a clear answer on how to handle it with the homeless population. So, my Chief Allen.
Yes, sir.
With homeless population, as you heard Mr. Henry say, you all go in, they go out. As soon as y'all leave, they come back.
Correct. Are we still recording? Look, it's kind of a sensitive subject when you come down to homeless people because you have a care for your community and what's going on. I'm a big supporter of Ms. Gail, as you can tell when I was in Summit. But seriously, I've tried in the last 5 weeks to make sure that I've contacted St. Andrews, all the homeless shelters I could possibly find, but 70% of the homeless people that we're dealing with got an opioid issue. So they're struggling. So they're not letting them inside the facility to deter anybody else from their journey of getting better. So, we have options. We had unlimited bed space for misdemeanor citations for trespassing. And now we're restricted to a certain amount of beds in Pike County. If we start taking these homeless people across the line, we're not doing anything but being a headache to the next sheriff or the next chief of police. So it's challenging, but it's something that I told Chief let me handle. I've had a few calls this week. I've had a few calls in the last couple of weeks. Even someone that's near and dear to family that's homeless now, that's trying to help a guy that's on Summer Street, actually. It's been a big task right now, but I can say in the next, by New Year's, we're trying to get a hold of just where they all located, where they can go. And that's going to come down to us just communicating with the board and making sure that you call us directly. I don't know how far they're going to move, but they're going to move from there. So we can get that straightened out. But no excuses. We're here to help.
Sure.
But like the mayor said, nobody has an answer to this homeless thing right now.
My city attorney.
Assistant Chief, are you citing anybody for loitering?
Are we citing anybody for? Well,
I understand the mental health and the drug addiction concerns.
Well,
but I mean,
and this is the thing,
that ordinances.
we cite them for loitering. They're not coming to court. You subpoena a homeless person, or you a warrant. Where's they getting us? I understand what you're saying, but it's just making our court docket bigger, and they're not showing up. So that's creating a warrant for their arrest. That's creating us picking them up, taking them to Pike County. They're telling us no. So I get it. I tell my guys to do what they can with citations, ordinances, and everything. But at the end of the day, we got a 5-bed minimum of misdemeanors in the jail. We can't take them there because we need those beds for something bigger. So and then transport.
Just because you cite them does not mean you have to arrest them.
Okay, so if they don't pay the citation, that leads to a warrant. I pass by them again, I have to take them. Where are they going?
Selectman Muller.
That's why I get baffled as to how can poor people stay hooked on drugs.
Let's see.
Somebody would have to explain that to me.
They steal from people who.
And we used to let them sit their days out, 3 to 5 days due to the citation. But again, we're minimizing on beds.
But what I'm on the citation. Now, if you're writing it, does it give us some idea as to whether these people are transients or they're residents of the county?
Well, a lot of them are.
So
They are transit. They're getting closer to St. Andrews because St. Andrews are big.
I mean, they're coming from other areas.
They're coming from other areas, Louisiana. They're draining us dry with our resources. I'm just being honest. And I can't say stop having a heart to help these people, but they're telling their neighbors, hey, I know somewhere you can go and get this type of resources this month, next month, and all the way for 6 months. And they just sit it. Once that 6 months stipend is over, or once that 6 month resource is over, now we're dealing. So, and we can't tell any kind of place like St. Andrews, hey, stop helping, or tell them no. So,
Okay, so Mr. Henry is gonna work on the house. The police chief is gonna work on making sure they move, and we're gonna see what else we can do, okay?
Well, I think, as he mentioned, so free could be possibly at the level of them in that house, but
Yeah, we'll defend.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for allowing me to speak. We're excited about being here in McComb.
And we're glad to have you here.
Thank you. Just let me know if you need any help from mine.
Will do.
Support you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I hope you're all hungry.
We will be.
Are you opening it? No, ma'am. We got our finalizations through Barclay Security for our fire. We got our flashing lights. We've got our siren. That building had been, I don't know how long it had been, probably longer than I've been in Mississippi. But it was in very bad shape. And
It was a challenge.
you can tell I look like the homeless. We've worked until midnight before. It's been crazy, but we're getting there. So we're hoping in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
But thank you so much, guys. Nice to meet you.
Ms. Green.
If you need new flooring, I'm calling.
Okay.
Right.